Oh my goodness, Dorian, I love your energy. Thank you so much for reading with us tonight. Our next featured reader, I'm honored to introduce because she joined us at the very beginning of Ice Cream Social and then left us on a big adventure and has now returned back to us, and I was like, let's get you on our stage for your next big adventure. So a little bit about our next featured reader. Maritza De La Peña is a poet native to Texas. She has recently returned after 3 years of living in a small mountain village in Ukraine, where she worked with educators and co-founded an annual writing and leadership camp for children and teens. She probably writes too many poems about snow and hanging out at the river and watching village cows now. Her favorite flavor of ice cream is pistachio. Please welcome to the stage, Maritza. Hi. So I don't have a title for this poem. I'm just going to start it. Yeah. Saw! Call me back. 2 missed calls on the screen. I was always hiding behind the tail end of your shadow. Saw! I miss you. You don't know that I would try to beat your high scores. You don't know that I would go through your stuff. You don't know that I would listen to your music. You don't know that I saw your courage. You don't know I wanted it. You don't know I love you. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Saw! Why don't you call? The edge of your words always dug into me, creating small wounds underneath my skin that I never considered your scars. The one on your hand from the car crash that I don't remember. They told me I cried, but I don't remember. Saw! Can I borrow $20? I was in the hospital when you brought the toys you never liked me borrowing. You were always a collector, your room cluttered with memories I've lost, and let my fears swell around, except you've now listed them for sale. Star Wars figurines and stuffed animals with lingering cigarette smoke. Worthless, but you're desperate. Worthless, but I'm silent. Saw! How about $10? There's a wall of scars between us, and I'm sorry because we both curiously picked over scabs like curious children seeing how far we can dig. I guess we both inherited the gaps in our father's skin, but I let mine build until it became hollow, and over time, saw! I had to learn to grow a garden in this emptiness, even though I know you still wake up with blood on your face, dark pupils and tired eyes. Your wounds do not heal, neither do mine. I just hide underneath the soil and let it grow into saw! Saw! Why are we two different people? We should have been the same, and yet I crawl into the leaves of my tree, scared of the poison lingering in us, in you. And you keep on ringing when I just want to hear the bird for a second, just listen. Okay. So, like in my introduction, right? I went to Ukraine for 3 years. I'm happy to be back. And so I wrote a lot of poems while I was there. And so I kind of want to like bookend them. So I wrote this poem before I left Ukraine years ago, and I have like a second part that I would like to end with. So this is called Monuments.
I went down to the river to write a poem, but when I wiped away the bumps from the cold on my arms and listened to the paddle protrude the water, then silence, I felt nothing except vastness pulling me open, stretching me over the oaked emptiness. My limbs did not fit there. They missed the comfort of strangers rubbing against my back on the bus. They missed accidental hand bumps with friends on the sidewalk. They missed wet whispers, soft against my ears over the crowds. They missed sweaty hugs at 2 a.m. when alcohol's made our blood hot. I can taste the oil from passing cars, a hum to remind me that someone's there, the lull that cradles me on lonely nights. But when I try to ask why anyone would need the stars when there are city lights, skyscrapers are heavens, I said, the paved roads easy to navigate, and why would anyone want to go to nowhere, to the isolated desert, looking for meaning in unmanned rocks, looking for poetry about unmanned rocks? You turned to me, laughing, and you said you did not know, but you were high, your eyes a hollow canyon. So I looked out the window at the ornamental plum trees lined along the road. White petals littered the sidewalk, rained over the heads of people swiping thumbs against their phone, earbuds drowning the traffic. You parked the car, turned off the engine. I shivered. It was quiet. This is called Sanctuary. I apologize. The off yellow plaster kept me. It breathed into my pores and hugged the nowhere that exists between. Silence in my brain. See, my peak flow reading is low. And yet I hide my face in the smoke of the ritualistic evening pits. Not that I could escape the wall that carries over the entire village, smell lingering out over ways into the carpets. So maybe I've forgotten the nest of spiders between two flowers, moving into the tucked, dusty corners. Daddy Longlegs feeding in this sanctuary. The sun is so high, reflective against the icy white, forming creases below my headaches. I crave for these cloudy days. I won't disappear, I promise, although my skin might look as if it melts. I am here. I promise you will see me as your eyes begin to focus from these blank canvases. You'll read stories on the ground of people come and gone, adore the remnants of the autumn's green and the silence. I promise you will find me, although cold, not frozen. Eventually, I will wrap around longer days and the warm light in the sky. Eventually, I will unfold until the birds will come. Then you will press against my heart and hear the blood flowing underneath. This one's called She's Got Me a Fool. She's got me a fool, way deep in her soul until my skin is as white as her touch. Trust me, her voice brushes gently, hush, hush, that even the crunch of my boot is nothing but another part of the skyline. It'll disappear soon, those footprints, because winter fools you like that. She's got me a fool stripped completely in an effort to make me think I'm burning, that I'm anything but this. And then this is called Lights. The blue lights on this Christmas tree reflect against the glass. I watch carefully the same dance, the flurried snowflakes to the ground, and a white Christmas, finally, if you may. And yet the dance, rhythmless, silence over TV specials, over the guitar, your unfinished song, where you might have practiced every now and then, where once I might have been the moon, pushing against the mountain line. But now in the wintertime, it's cloudy. Every morning I wake up before the sunrise and watch the lights from my bedroom window. Street lamps like four-cornered stars, house lamps like beacons. I look down at the road below, black until the sunrise reveals the frost on these muffled fields. And the day begins for me. Yours just ended, and soon you'll sleep, and soon you'll dream, and soon your lights will glow, and mine will dim. And this is my last one. This is Monuments Part 2. So first one in the city. This one's after spending 3 years in a little isolated village in the mountains, right? If you look carefully, you'll see chrysanthemums start to bloom in between the pebbles and litter by the river in pockets of soil. If you're lucky, you'll see yellow curves on fresher ground. Pick those and place them in pots of hot water for tea. Why is it so easy for me to capture loneliness on the background of busy streets? Car horns and full bodies pressed against cold traffic signs. Light pollution has now compressed into a single street light on a dirt road. But let's not pretend that trees haven't been cut, or that you can't find beer bottles, used napkins, receipts, cartons of empty cigarettes form hills while melted snow from the mountains stream down the river. Rapid and clear over the rocks, I used to stare into empty eyes and think that skyscrapers could compare to the cliffs that the children fished from. I'd meander through people on sidewalk with my neck craned and our feet formed rhythms to soothe me. It was easy to be afraid of nothingness, of silence, when the truth is, I've sat embraced by belts of alder and birch, bees landing gracefully on my elbows, cranes greeting me outside my window, sunrises and sunsets, tea from wild chrysanthemums, strangers who aren't strangers at all. Thank you.